Are you being intentional about becoming the person who can achieve the goals that you have in your life? Today, I want to share with you some ideas that you can use to make sure you're doing the right things to become that person. Hey, welcome back. Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. Hope you had a great weekend. Welcome back. It's going to be a big week. I got some great things I want to talk to you about this week. But first of all, the first things I want to hit on today are talking about becoming the person who can do the things you're trying to achieve in your life. You know, in the Business Domination Challenge, I talk a lot in the first day about becoming the person who can build a successful business and some of the things that you need to do in order to become that person. And if you haven't been through it, or even if you have, we have a lot of people that go through it more than once. Go to jeffhaggie.com/business domination. We've got some great stuff coming up in the challenge this month. But first things first, if you're new here, thanks for joining us. We do this every Monday and Friday. It's Monday, so what are you going to do this week that will allow you to look back on Friday and say, one, it's been a successful week, and two, you're closer to your bigger goals. Be accountable to it. You know, whether you've got an accountability coach, an accountability partner, send me a DM, do something to hold yourself accountable so that you make sure you're going to do those things. If you want to join our accountability group, go to jeffhaggie.com/accountability. Do something that's going to hold you accountable so you'll do what you need to do. All right, so talking about becoming the person who can do the thing, becoming the person who can build a successful business, becoming the person who can make that sports team, becoming the person who can create that business, do whatever it is you're working on. You've got to become the person that can do that. Now, I talk a lot about books that I'm reading or that authors have sent me and I've gone through. I just got a new book sent to me from Benjamin Hardy. If you've listened to me for a long time, you've heard me talk about previous books that he's had me pre-read and stuff. This book, I'm loving it. I just started. It's called Becoming Your Future Self. And there's so many things that tie into some of the things I've already talked about. And he backs them up with science and all these other things that I'm just loving the book. So strongly suggest it. But he's also talked about some things that I'm going to be using in my next Business Domination Challenge because it just adds to what I've already been teaching. And so that's why we do get people going in the challenge more than once, because every month I'm trying to make the challenge better and better. But today what I would want to do is I want to share some direct quotes out of the book to just help you with understanding how you become the person you want to be and how this ties into your goals and everything you're doing. But first of all, when we talk about this, one of the things he says, decisions and actions are best when reverse engineered from a desired outcome. Start with what you want and work backwards. This is exactly what we talk about in the peak performance system for high achievers. We figure out what the goals are, then we work backwards. Then he says, this is the part I love, he says, think and act from your goal rather than towards your goal. Now, if you remember when I interviewed Richie Norton and we talked about his book that's coming out at the end of August, Anti-Time Management, one of the things he says in that book, he says, act from your future, not towards it. So these things all tie together. And so I think this is something to really grasp onto, because when we're in the frame of mind that we've got a goal that we're working towards, you know, it's always out there in the future. We've got to start becoming that person that's already achieved it. So as we're working towards that goal, we're already in that identity. And so, you know, Stephen R. Covey, he once said that mental creation always precedes physical creation. So we've got to create this in our mind before we actually can make it happen. So Benjamin Hardy, he goes on to say, once you are clear and committed, everything will filter through your goals. And so when you know what that goal is, and again, if you don't have clearly defined written out goals, go to jeffhaggie.com/peak performance, go through that and get that figured out, because we want you to really start figuring out how to act from your goal, how to be that person, how to have that identity, how to become the person who can achieve those goals. And so I want to just quote a few of the things that he says about becoming that person. He says, know that whatever you want is already yours. Act as though everything you want can and will be yours. And I love what he talks about when he talks about commitment. He says, When you're 100% committed to what you want and know that the end result is yours, there will be a growing body of evidence about the future you're creating. So when you know what it is you want and you're convinced that you are going to achieve that end result, you're going to find more and more evidence that it's going to work out for you. When we look at it as this is a goal that I have out there and I might get it, but probably not, you're not going to get that same evidence to support that dream. Then he said, commitment is a statement of what is. You can know what you're committed to by your results, not by what you say your commitments are. The results are the proof of your commitment. So if you're really committed, the results are going to speak for themselves. And he says, yes, it'll require courage to fully embrace this future self. It'll require courage to be able to create that identity, the identity that you already are, that person that you want to be. And he said, yes, sometimes it'll take more time than what you anticipate. And yes, there will be obstacles. Now, we look at these things, and if you can accept these things and accept that if you want to reach a goal, you've got to be able to have the identity of the person that can do that thing and become that future self, it can really change the whole game. And he says, if you're committed, everything you face along the way will only better prepare you for what you truly want. In the Business Domination Challenge, we talk about it, that a lot of people think that what they're working on is only for that purpose of the outcome that you're trying to do. But a lot of times what we're working on is working on us more than anything. It's helping us to become that person that can do that thing. The example I use in the Business Domination Challenge is it was a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I had to take my wife's vehicle to the mechanic to get worked on. And someone needed to come pick me up, and I didn't have anyone to give me a ride. And I said to my son, Jamari, who's 11 years old, I said, hey, just jump in the truck, follow me, and then you can give me a ride home. And his eyes got big, and of course I was joking with him. It wasn't a reality because he hasn't become the person that can do that thing. And so when we look at it from that situation, before we can do something, we've got to become the person that can do that thing. And so what we've got to realize is when we're doing something and we think it's failing, it's not always a failure. It's teaching us to become that person that can do that thing. It's just like with my mindset questions, that one of the mindset questions is, what can you do today that'll make you step out of your comfort zone? Why are you doing that? It's because I want you to step out of your comfort zone every day, because your comfort zone will get bigger and bigger and bigger every time you step out of your comfort zone, and it makes you become the person that is comfortable doing that. Your comfort zone, your confidence, everything changes, and you become a different person. And so when you look at your goals, think of all these things I'm talking about. And I'm going to put the link for Benjamin Hardy's book in here, because becoming your future self starts with the right mindset. It starts with the right mental preparation of accepting that identity. I talk at other times about Jeff Goyne, and when he became a writer, he identified himself as a writer before he was. And that's what we got to do. What is it you want to achieve? And create that identity for yourself. Now, one of the things we've been talking about the last little bit too is my mindset questions, and you can always get those for free. Go to jeffheggie.com/mindset. You can get those mindset questions for free. Those are a powerful tool to help you become the person you want to be, because they're a part of your morning and evening routine that are easy to do, but when you make them a habit, they're going to make a huge impact. Now, the cool thing, I record these episodes the day before usually. So right now, this is Sunday and I'm recording this. Just as of this morning, and I've revamped it. I've changed some of the questions. I changed the outline. I've changed the scheduling program. I've got a new mindset journal. And as of this morning, it's available on Amazon. So you can get the link in my bio, or I'm going to put the link in the show notes. But it's a 2-month journal that is going to help you with your scheduling, your time blocking, your morning mindset questions, your accountability, your evening mindset questions, and it's got space in there for you to do your journaling and meditating and all those things. And it's got some accountability questions in there. I promise you implement these things into your life, it'll have a huge positive impact on your productivity and on your mindset. But really figure out what it is you want in life. And how you become that future person is a choice. You've got to start making these right choices and create the mindset, create the identity, and everything that you need to become that person. It's going to be a great week. Thanks for being with me. And again, we've been talking about becoming the person who can build a successful business. If that's what you want to do, join me in the Business Domination Challenge. Go to jeffheggie.com/business domination. It's going to be a great challenge this month. And like I said, every month it's getting better and better. So I'd love to have you join us. But thanks for being with me. Reach out if you have any thoughts, comments, and please share this with someone else. I'll be back in the morning. See ya. Are you an entrepreneur who wants to discover the breakthrough secrets that will produce the results you've been searching for, but you just can't seem to figure out why you keep working harder and harder and you're just not getting those results? I want to tell you about a new challenge that I've created just for you, the Business Domination Challenge. If you want to create the entrepreneurial lifestyle and the business you dream of, then this is exactly what you're looking for. I created the Business Domination Challenge to show you how to grow your business exponentially and to become an optimal performing entrepreneur. What's an optimal performing entrepreneur? It's an entrepreneur who's succeeding in all areas of their life. If I show you how to build a successful business, but your relationships, your health, and everything else is falling apart, that's not a success. It's not about working harder, it's about implementing the correct principles and becoming the person who can do the things that produce the results. Hurry and go to jeffheggie.com/business domination and secure your spot today.
Hey, athletes and parents of athletes. So much time, money, and effort is put into the physical aspect of your sport to become the best you can be. But the mental game, it's often neglected, and it's just as important as the physical game. In fact, it's usually the differentiator between the good and the great athletes. Come and join me in the Confident Athlete program where you'll learn to control your confidence, develop a powerful mindset, and unlock your full potential. Go to jeffheggie.com/confident athlete to find out more.